Welcome to Kentucky.
Welcome back to Life Redesigned here. Today we are in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We're about ready to head on to the Lost River Cave tour. We're going to check this place out. We're going to check a few other things out in Bowling Green today and just kind of join us what we do on a typical Friday, Saturday, whichever, during the weekend.
Now as it dissolves our limestone and moving through the cracks in the rocks, it picks up that limestone, expands those fractures. As it comes down here, it spills over the side, just like if you were to spill a soda from, say, the top row of a movie theater down all those steps in front of you, right? The largest stalactite in our cave is this guy. We call that the praying hands.
Okay, now, that was actually pretty
was
cool.
really neat.
Probably one of the most just genuine experiences we've seen. Very historically accurate and well done. A lot of history coming through this property, and just an amazing time. You're definitely in the Bowling Green area. We highly recommend checking this out. And look at this. Now this river is usually blue and clear, but this here is all a bunch of runoff from the storms we've had the past few days. That over there is where we were at the opener of this video, where they hold weddings and all that good stuff. But look at this, even with the amount of storm water here, the camera picks it up somewhat decently, but it's more like a caramel color as opposed to the natural blue because of all the minerals. Really interesting place, and again, hard to believe as we learned from the tour that this was all at one time full of trash. Well, one thing, as I was mentioning, one thing that we've learned on that tour was that at one point when this area was closed, this place was covered with, I believe what he said, like 50 tons of trash. From just people, everything dumping over on the highway that runs over this cave system. Yeah, everything from appliances. There was a Volkswagen Bug inside there at one point, and all the money that they've received from all the tours and everything goes back into rehab in this area. In fact, it took them about 10 years to clean this area to get it ready for like this. It's a really interesting area, not only for the history, things that we learned from the Civil War and people using this here, even stories of Jesse James being in here at one point, but it's just a cool thing, and it's also a good reminder about how people can be scumbags when it comes to trash and water clarity and stuff like that. Just, you know, a thing in human nature, and this is a perfect example of things that can be corrected. And as we use our brain now and say trash is bad to have in natural areas. But look at this, really cool, and definitely worth it. I believe our cost here was only about $22 a person. Totally worth it. And I think the whole tour took about 45 minutes. And there's all kinds of trails that you can walk here. And everybody here, super friendly, ranging from the time that we checked in to the whole tour, everything. And I didn't catch the tour guide's name, young man here. It was a local here who goes to WKU, very knowledgeable. Yeah, again, can't say enough good things about this place. So we talk all the time about real RV life, right? And one of those things is what you do. You have to take all your clothes in to wash. Well, one, you don't get hit by the car behind you, but you take your stuff down to the local laundromat. Now, the RV park that we're staying at, which is Diamond Caverns, has about, well, 4 wash machines, and they were full because it's a holiday weekend. So we came up to Cave City, I believe that's where we are.
Yep.
And we found this very expensive laundromat, but it's brand new.
Yeah, but it's nice.
So it keeps a lot of the riffraff out. And there's a couple of RV parks up in this area, and they've all been, pretty much using this place because it's clean and it's modern. The one downtown from here, it looks like it hadn't been updated since the 60s. But at any rate,
I don't think it looked like it ever finished construction. It was bad.
yeah, it was pretty rough. So we decided, as you can see from around us, we're gonna go for a walk because, well, the dryers take about a half hour. So we figured,
And we ate another tub of popcorn.
and we did go to the movies. This is real RV life, right? So the funny part about this is not the first time we found ourselves in just a random neighborhood, just wandering around. We seem to do this quite often, which is kind of weird. But anyhow, yeah, we're just strolling through this area in Kentucky, which is just outside of Cave City. So we're kind of, here, I'll give you a peek
Right by this nice
so you can see all of this.
house.
Yeah, we have some police officers live here, so they're okay with us. But yeah, look at this, just a nice little neighborhood. As I still learn how to hold the phone and do this because we didn't bring the GoPro, because we didn't think we were going to need it. But yeah, we just wanted to step in here and show you what's going on now. So we're back here at the laundromat, just in case you thought we were joking. There you go. Look at that. Now, it's funny. Before we started this journey and everything, we had some brand new washer and dryer, top of the line, everything.
Yep.
It's so funny how much your life has changed, especially doing this type of thing where a laundromat, a good clean one, can change your whole perspective on an area.
Yeah, it's been the hardest to get used to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is finding a laundry facility.
Those little things,
Yeah.
But the only thing that sucks about this one, as nice as it is, that sign right up there, no public restrooms. It's the only time we've ever seen that. Why won't they let me pee? Nobody knows. But you just know that it's a restricted area behind those doors. And behind those doors, there's bathrooms.
So go get a jug, but just put it in the trash.
No, but if you do ask them, hey, can you use the bathroom? They say no, because you go to the gas station down the street. I don't know what to tell you. But again, we'll check back with you tomorrow. And just like that, we're back. And now, so we are just outside of Bowling Green, or in Bowling Green. I'll put the park that we're in. This is part of the stuff that you guys keep asking for. And what do we do off time when we're not working and we're not editing videos or doing all that kind of stuff? Well, basically we walk as part of this whole new lifestyle for you and I. So far, I think I'm somewhere around 35, 36 pounds lost.
Jeez.
And where are you at?
A little over 22.
So, and here's the thing, especially if you're in our age group, it's not easy. Losing weight is totally not as easy as it was when we were in our 30s. And the proper diet is very important. And ironically to us, walking has been the big thing. Carrie and I are averaging now about 5 miles a day. And we just started pushing ourselves a little further to 7 miles a day. I know. And she looks at me.
I'm cursing him in my head.
It's a struggle every day
It really is.
to put on that kind of mileage. And it's funny because when we were younger, we had dreams of we were going to get out there and we were going to hike the AT. We were going to take 6 months off and do it. And life happens, right? And the beautiful thing about this lifestyle is that you can reinvent yourself a million times. And it's something that ever since we were in Splash in the Florida Panhandle, we've just kind of taken off. And it started with, man, that first mile was brutal. And then we were pushing ourselves to 2 miles and so on and so forth. And then the pounds started coming off, and that, along with, again, Gary and I do a predominantly keto/carnivore diet. We've leaned more back into keto over the past few weeks because sometimes, well, you know, you need flavor.
Yeah.
And carnivore is great, especially if you have inflammation, which, you know, at this age group, it's, you know, we have inflammation. And, but enough of that. We're just happy to be out there. And we encourage anybody that, you know, even if you're getting up and just doing something different for 15 minutes a day, it makes a world of difference. And then, you know, after time and repetition, you become somewhat adapted to it, right? But this is where we are. And look at this. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. This perimeter that we're doing on this trail is roughly 2.5 miles. This park has really a little bit of everything. They have a nice disc golf course, which eventually I want to get into that. They have basketball, they have baseball fields. It's crazy. And tornado shelters.
Yep.
It's been insane. Our whole time here, if you wonder why this video is so weird, our whole time here has been just plagued with severe thunderstorms and torrential downpours. Our first night here, the power went out. And as you've seen from the opener of the video, we were not prepared for that. We have a battery backup, but that's only going to cover us for so long. We ended up having to get a generator, which is something that we should have had on board anyway. But the power was out for a good 24 hours.
Yeah.
Or close to it. And then it's just pretty much rained every day since then. In fact, I think yesterday was the first day it didn't rain.
Sure.
And today it hasn't yet, but I think it's coming. You know, it's just one of those things, being in the middle of the country. And yeah, but there was literally people being rescued. We heard something like just crazy amounts of water within such a short period, people being rescued from their homes. And we were fortunate because the RV park that we were in, Diamond Caverns, we were sitting in the middle of the park. So the water was coming from the top and going through our site and then down into the sites below us. We were very fortunate, no major damage, no issues. There was some really good sized hail that came through, which was
new.
a new experience for us as well. Yeah, so let's talk real quick about a couple of things. One, the explosive growth our channel has had over the past few months. Yeah. We are over the moon, excited, elated, and we are so honored and so, well, let's call it what it is. We're blessed to have you guys along for the journey. Never in a million years would we have thought that 2,600 people would want to follow 250-something-year-olds around the country. We've said this time and time again. For those of you who have seen the videos before, we did this channel, well, for our kids, and just got to see that, you know, mom and dad go to places like this, and we wander around, and, you know, we're just not two lumps, right? But the amount of outpouring and support and following on Instagram and Facebook and messages and stuff, it blows our mind, and we are truly, truly grateful for each and every one of you. That out of the way, what's coming up next for us, right? Well, we've trashed all our plans, and that's another thing we love about 1,000 Trails and our membership and our new lifestyle is that, boy, if you need to make some adjustments, well, you just call your friends at 1,000 Trails and they'll make some adjustments for you.
We made a lot.
We basically trashed our whole rest of summer plans because, well, quite frankly, we miss our children. We haven't seen them. We saw our son last in November when we sold the house. It is now July. We saw our daughter. We met her in Orlando briefly in February. We got to see her for about 4 hours of her weekend trip. And well, there are babies, and well, Mama needs to see the babies. So
Yeah.
we decided to scratch all the plans that we had. We're making our way up north. We're going to be in Indiana for a couple of weeks, and then we shoot over to Pennsylvania, then New York, then over to Vermont to see the kids. And then we'll be back on track, sort of, as we'll be up in the Adirondacks. We'll be going out to Ohio, back down to Indiana. And then finally, because we love chasing 90 degrees on this channel, because we did this entirely wrong. All our plans were wrong, but you learn, right?
Who was to know? We didn't know.
So we'll be in Texas. The goal is to be in Texas by September, stay there until December, head back into Florida. And then from there, we have goals to leave Florida early this year.
Yeah.
We will not be in Florida past April. And we have goals to head out west. We want to do Route 66 if possible, either this year or next year, but we'll definitely be going out of Florida and hanging a left as we explore more. I tell you, this is the amazing thing about this lifestyle, is that I'm so used to having schedules and set things and whatever, and Carrie is as well. She likes to map things out. I'm probably, at one point I was a little more adventurous, but now she's more adventurous. But whatever we have a desire, we don't like an area, we just leave. And as you'll see when we start doing reviews from here in Kentucky, you know, when it's time and it doesn't feel right, you can just get up and go, and it's a beautiful thing. And we're very fortunate to be able to do that. But at the same time, like I said before, we have screwed everything up. We have made every mistake that we possibly could make, including what I thought was the end of the black tank issue is not the end of the black tank issue. We have something, we seem to be keeping it under control at the moment by basically dumping our black tank every morning. And it seems to stop, you know, any leaking at the moment. But until we can get it in for repair, every mobile tech we've called is either busy or just doesn't want to do it. So there's that. We'll keep you updated there. I think what I'm trying to say here is that if you're doing this lifestyle and you know, you feel like you're screwing it all up and whatever, that's the beauty part. You're not. You just get out there and just do your thing. And hey, it's starting to rain. And we're not even halfway through.
Oh, so, that's a good time.
You know, this is a perfect example of doing something wrong, right? Like, we are literally at the point where it's actually it's further to go back to the truck than it is to continue. And we'll continue, and we'll get soaked for it. So, well, on that note,
at least it's cool.
Yeah, for, well, in the great state of Kentucky, I am Bob.
I'm Carrie.
And this has been Life Redesigned. We will catch you guys and gals in the next one. Anything you want to add?
I don't.
Stay dry, my friends.